Hello, welcome back. It's the end of October, and certainly more companies have been releasing their earnings reports. A company that I own stock in released their earnings report yesterday. If you have heard of a Patriot missile or flown in a plane with a Pratt & Whitney engine, if you have heard of drones that use multispectral targeting systems, or if you're just interested in plain avionics, then you should consider Raytheon Technologies. The stock ticker symbol is RTX. Raytheon Technologies was formed by the merger of United Technologies and Raytheon back in the spring. The two companies decided to get together to synergize their products. Raytheon Technologies Corporation was formed by the merger of Raytheon and United Technologies back in the spring of this year. The two companies decided to merge and synergize their aerospace expertise. They spun off at least two other companies from there: Otis, the company that services elevators, and Carrier, the air conditioning company, both of which are doing quite well by themselves if you look at their stock prices. Anyway, Raytheon Technologies Corporation, RTX, became a publicly traded company after the merger there back in the spring. And you can see that they started out just around $50 a share. Their share price nicely went up to a little more than $70 a share. June 8th looks like their high. And then it's been slowly coming down, you can see, until just the last couple of days it took this drastic drop of about $10 per share. Why did that happen? Well, you can see here from several news sources that Raytheon Technologies disclosed that they were under investigation over some financial accounting in their defense and missile department. It dates back to 2009. The details of this investigation aren't out yet. I anticipate that some smart news sources will start collecting more of that information and distributing it. Another reason that their share price may be suffering dates back to an SEC probe of Raytheon over some potential improper payments to Middle Eastern countries. They were in a joint venture with a French company, a French aerospace company, and the SEC saw some potential problems there. Both of these investigations are ongoing, and in fact, the Department of Justice has launched a parallel probe into this same potential improper payments to Middle Eastern countries. So if Raytheon is having difficulty with at least two investigations, what makes me think that this might be a company to be investing in? Well, first of all, and maybe the most simple one, is just the simple recent drop in their share price, the sudden plummet. Stock prices react kind of drastically sometimes to unfavorable news. I don't suppose that these two investigations are going to be anything that will actually prevent Raytheon from continuing to function in the future. I think Raytheon is very much integrated with the Department of Defense and the United States government, and I don't see the government shutting them down. I think a fine or a slap on the wrist is more likely from these investigations. Another reason, quite frankly, is they make products that people want. They are divided into four different subsidiaries, essentially. There's Collins Aerospace. Collins Aerospace makes... Here are some of the things that Collins Aerospace provides. This is based on Wikipedia. You can see the aerostructures, the things that go into making aircraft, the avionics, which help to steer the aircraft and guide it to where it's going, the interiors like aircraft seating, the galleys, the lavatories, the life rafts. They make mechanical systems that go in there, propellers, flight controls. You can see all of these things here that go into aircraft. Now, granted, airplanes aren't flying as much as they used to, but that oftentimes is a great time to purchase stock when good companies are falling on a little bit of hard times. Pratt & Whitney aircraft engines also fall under the Raytheon umbrella. And then perhaps their two big cash cows, Raytheon Intelligence and Space, which makes the products that make planes smarter, more precise, keep pilots and military people safe. And finally, another big cash cow for them, the Raytheon Missiles and Defense segment. This is the segment that is under investigation, but again, very closely tied to the United States government as well as other governments and their protection. I don't see these things going away anytime soon. Another nice reason I think to buy Raytheon Technologies is their dividend. Right now it's $1.90 per share per year. So at their current share price, that's about 3.6% dividend yield just for owning their stock. Now, I certainly am not an insider when it comes to the details of that investigation or those two investigations that I mentioned, but I think they're looking at a fine, would be my opinion. And I guess we wait and watch and see, but in the meantime, their share price is down nicely. So if you're looking for a company that makes valuable equipment and has fallen on a little bit of hard times, definitely with the decrease in air travel at the moment, I think this might be one for you to look at. I also have invested in Carrier and Otis, the two companies that spun off from United Technologies and the Raytheon merger. And maybe I'll talk about those two sometime. They've made me some nice increases since they came about in the spring of this year. That's it for now. I will talk to you guys later, and have a good weekend.